I just got here. This is Cathedral Valley, and that is Cathedral Road, and that is hopefully where I will be coming. I'll be coming back down that way to end this overnight trip. I'm just parking right here. I went down to the Cathedral Valley Inn, and I actually called them yesterday, and they said they don't do overnight parking there, but they said there's plenty of parking right here, so I'm taking their word for it. Hopefully the car is still here tomorrow at the end of this. So start out, I need to head up the highway a little bit and get to Hartnett Road, but first I need to unload and get everything set up. All right, I think we're about set up and ready to go. If you've seen my videos before, you might say, hey, why is your voice so weird? So I am getting over a cold. I've had this trip planned for a couple months, and I was trying to decide whether or not to come attempt it, but I feel okay. My voice is just still a little scratchy. My throat is a little dry, so I'm going to apologize for my voice once, and then the rest of the time I might mention it again. You never know, but anyway, that's why I sound like this. But I think we are set up and ready to go. I've got my bike, everything on it. It's the Ari Kings Peak. I've got 29x3 wheel set on there. Tent up front. Back here I've got my sleeping quilt and sleeping pad, and here I've got my tools. Over here I've got my clothes. I got food, and then I've got 3 48-ounce Nalgene's, and then I've got 3 liters on my back, so I've got about 7.5 liters for the 2 days. Yeah, I think we're about ready to go. I'm nervous and I'm excited, but let's do it. All right, we're going down Highway 24. It's not super busy, but as you can see, there's not much of a shoulder. So hopefully the cars coming down the highway are paying attention. Part of me is you know, we're just starting out, so I'm feeling a little anxious, and I keep having to remind myself that I've got all day. This is all I have to do today. Just pedal and enjoy the scenery. I've got to go about 40 miles today. I've already gone 1. So just 39 left. We're getting there. But yeah, trying to tamp down the anxiety. Some cars passing. And yeah, just trying to enjoy it. So I think I'll be able to enjoy it a little more once I get off the highway. But so far the majority of cars are going the other way, so that's nice. But here we go. Keep checking the map on my phone because I don't want to miss the turnoff. Last I checked, I'm about halfway down the highway. So many trees. I didn't expect this many trees by the road, but I guess we are right by a river, so it makes sense. The Fremont River. Alright, this is the start of the dirt, which is awesome. Let's see, it was about 6.3, there's a car, 6.3 miles on the highway, which wasn't bad, but again, not my favorite. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is my first time bike packing, so a lot of experimentation. Everything is new, but just on the 6.3 miles, everything has stayed on the bike, even my Tivas and my hat. So pretty happy with how it's going so far. I'm gonna head down this road a little bit, and then there's a river crossing, and I think I'm gonna kind of take a break there, get some food, make sure to stay hydrated and fuel up for the day. So this is kind of the point of no return for me. I mean, it'd be easy to turn around here and go back to the car, right? Now that we're on dirt, I think, you know, committing to the whole thing. So yeah, here we go. Alright, this is the river crossing. It doesn't look too bad. I'm guessing at the deepest it'll get up to my knees, maybe? But we'll find out. So there's a guy camping right there, and he told me that I went through the deepest part of the river, so I went straight across there. But he said if I'd come this way and then across, he said, you know, barely get your ankles wet. But I mean, it still wasn't bad. Almost got up to my knees, but not all the way. Alright, so just did the river crossing, ate a snack, had an apple, and then I remembered that I forgot to put on sunscreen this morning, and my wife would kill me if I came home all burned. So put on sunscreen real quick, and now on my way again. Let's see, gone about 6 3/4 miles. So have about 33 left for the day. Today is a climbing day, but it's over a lot of miles, but nonetheless climbing. And so I'm trying to think about water, and since tomorrow will be mostly downhill, or it should be mostly downhill, I think I'd be okay with 2 of my Nalgene bottles. And so if I go through my backpack and 1 Nalgene bottle today, I think I'd be okay with that. Hopefully I don't use that much, but you know, it's gonna get hot in the desert. I don't want to get heat exhaustion or anything. So that's the plan. But yeah, we're just gonna keep pedaling and having fun. So today is kind of a special day because it is my mom's birthday. She would have been 69 this year. She passed away unexpectedly 5 years ago, 2019. So, you know, I think about her a lot, but especially today, because it would have been her birthday. But being out here, kind of in nature, she feels a little closer than normal. So, thinking about you today, Mom. Happy birthday. Miss you. So I brought my drone, and the tricky thing about drones is they're not allowed in national parks. This route goes in and out of Capital Reef National Park several times. So I've heard it's pretty well marked when you're entering and exiting the park. So I'm gonna do my best to only use the drone on BLM land. You know, try and keep the rules. hit a sandy spot, so just walking a little bit to get through it. There was a cattle gate back there, and it reminded me when I was a kid, my sister and I, whenever we would drive over one of those cattle guard things, the rule was whoever was driving had to take their hands off the wheel, feet off the pedals. The passenger had to mimic that, so feet off the ground, and we would put 2 thumbs up and go, "Hey," like the fawns. It was really dumb, but I loved it. So kind of hard to take your hands off the wheel and feet off the pedals when you're biking. But I was thinking it, and I said, "Hey." So now you know that story. All right, I've been biking for about 2 hours. Started around 8, it's now 10. Let's see, I've gone almost 10 miles, so that's about on track with my 5 miles per hour goal. But that's with you know, I had to cross the river. I stopped, had another snack. I took some time to take some pictures and some video. So 2 hours, but not all of that has been biking, but I've gone about 10 miles, so happy with that. Quarter of the way done for the day. So I've seen a few vehicles, nobody else on a bike yet. That's another reason I chose this route as my first bikepacking route, because I'm by myself, there's no cell service, but it is a fairly common route to take a Jeep on. So if I get in serious trouble for whatever reason, hopefully someone will come along and find me. But yeah, just getting my feet wet into bikepacking, so it's been good so far. Water there a few weeks ago. On this part of the road, some parts of it are loose gravel, some parts are washboarded, some are both. Over here on the edge it's a little loose, but not as washboardy. breeze now. For a while it was stagnant, and anybody who knows me knows I hate stagnant air. The only thing worse than stagnant air is a headwind. So we got a breeze from the side. It's not a tailwind, but I'll take it. Alright, came across this guy. Whenever I see this stuff, I always wonder what the story is. Well, first of all, what is this machine? That looks cool. But like, did he come out here in the mud and just get stuck and just thought, well, oh well, and just walked home or something? Anyway, it looks like people are out here shooting at it. I've been trying to put some miles behind me, and you know, I'm not going super fast, but then I come across this climb right up there, and I think, oh, what did I get myself into? I knew today was gonna be a climbing day, so I knew that going in. Just gonna take it easy, try to make sure I don't bonk. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do this when I was sick, but I'm already here, so let's do it. So I got to the top of that last climb. Wasn't too bad, but then I turned the corner and I see this road, and it goes woo, all the way up. So that's what I get for complaining about a small hill. I got a bigger hill. When I got this bike, it had a 32 tooth chainring on the front, round, and I've since swapped that out for a 28 tooth oval chainring. And because I have the extra weight on the bike, it helps a lot. I'm able to do these climbs. I'm not sure I'd be able to do it with a 32 tooth chainring. Still tricky because of the weight, but the carbon, the bike helps too. The bike isn't heavy at all, so alright, I gotta psych myself up for this climb. Alright, made it to the top very slowly, but made it all the same. Looks like I have a little downhill ahead of me, but I'm guessing it'll be short-lived. I'm optional, and I might bypass those. And if I don't look at those, that brings my miles down to around 36 miles for the day, which means I'm just over halfway now. But, you know, trail math. Yeah, just taking it slow, doing what I can. So I've been feeling a little bit better. It got to the point where I thought the next time I see a truck, I'm gonna ask them to take me back to the highway. But I've just been taking it slow. Every time I see a good shady spot, I sit down, take a break. I've had some electrolytes, some stuff to eat. So I think I was just maybe pushing it a little too hard. Obviously I still need to pedal, get some miles behind me, but just taking it easy. I still haven't ruled out, if a truck comes along, asking them to take me to the campground if they're willing, but we'll see. For now, what I'm doing is working, just taking it slow. We are now officially entering Capital Reef National Park. Very cool. This should be a lesson to everyone. Don't do this type of stuff when you're sick. It doesn't go well. It sure is pretty though. So there was a sign right there that said the campground is 12 miles away. So that's a little bit better than the 13 and a half miles that I was estimating. So 12 miles to get there for today. Taking it nice and slow. Let me tell you the story of the last hour. I had about 7 miles to go, and I was having to rest a lot, and just didn't feel very good. So I said to myself, the next truck that passes by, I'm gonna flag them down, wave them, and ask them if they'd be willing to take me to the campground. It's only like 7 miles away. Most people go by it. It's part of the loop. So I was like, okay. Finally, a truck passes by. That that doesn't have like a camper on the back or something. Because there were some that passed by that had campers and stuff, and I thought, I don't know where I'd put my bike, I'll just let them go. But this guy finally came by. He had a bike in the back too, and so I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. I waved him down. I asked for help, and he was so nice. He was helped load my bike in the back of his truck. You know, I sat up front. He blasted the air. I'm sure I smell horrible, so probably wasn't very fun for him. But he lives up in North Salt Lake, and he mountain bikes all the time, so we were talking about different trails. Super nice guy. He seemed a little reserved, so I didn't ask him any personal details. You know, I didn't interview him on camera or anything like that. So so nice. He got me up to the campsite, and I'm glad I flagged someone down, because that last little kicker is pretty steep, and there's even some technical spots, so it would have taken me a long time to get up here. You know, maybe if I was feeling 100%, I could have done it. You know, I'll have to plan it out better next time, I think. Anyway, that's the story of how I got here. Okay, these campgrounds are first come, first serve. There's no reservations. And so I was hoping all day that I'd be able to get a campsite. Because if you can't get one here, you have to backtrack about a mile and then keep going on the road before the turnoff, and then you go like another mile, and then you're on BLM land and you can camp anywhere. Obviously, I didn't want to backtrack, especially since I had to have that guy drop me off. But the first campsite I found that was empty, I just hopped in it and started setting up camp. So I got my tent set up, stuff on the table. There's the bike. I've been sitting in the shade. I wish the table was in the shade, but oh well. So I am here, and it is 3:40. So I've got a lot of time to kill, but you know what? That's actually perfect, because I'm so tired. I didn't sleep hardly at all last night, I think, because I was either nervous or excited or, you know, anxious, all of the above. So I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'll probably get in the tent around 6 and see what happens. I might just, you know, fall asleep like that. But I've been trying to eat, get some electrolytes so that I feel up to tomorrow. Tomorrow's mostly downhill, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. But again, if I need to, I'll flag down a truck and see if I can get a ride back to my car. People are so nice out in nature. They're always willing to help. This guy that helped me, he was actually running late for some appointment, and he had to hurry, but he was willing to stop and help anyway. So again, I just can't thank that guy enough, because I don't know, I might have just fainted on the side of the road, who knows. But again, I mentioned that before. That's one of the reasons I chose this route as my first bike packing route. There's a lot of traffic, so if I need help, I can ask for it, and people are so nice. So I have to remember to pay this forward. Next time somebody needs my help, I'm there. Alright, so I'm gonna unpack my bags a little bit on my bike, see how much water I have left, and then I think I'm just gonna relax, maybe fall asleep at 6, who knows. There was cell service for like 2 seconds a while back, so if I start feeling better and I want to stretch my legs, I might go see if I can text my wife real quick, but otherwise no cell service, and I'm just gonna be relaxing and hanging out.